The Great Silk Road is a system of caravan roads crossing in ancient and Middle Age time Eurasian continent from Mediterranean Sea to China and influencing the emergence and development of trade and cultural ties between people and statehoods located along the way. This connection became official after the Chinese Han Emperor Wu sent ambassador Jianxian to the west in the late 2nd century BC. Jianxian crossed the Tarim Basin and the Tianshan Mountains and reached with his people the Rihana Valley, Bactria and Parthia, opening up new avenues for trade and interaction.
The goods that traveled along the Silk Road were as diverse as they were valuable. Long-lived exotic goods comprised jasmine and amber carpets and fabrics. The Silk Road was also a road for the trade of highly prized animals. In the 6th and 7th centuries, the road passed through China to the west via Semarich and southern Kazakhstan. This part of the road represents a unique complex of historical monuments, architecture, town planning, and monumental art. The cities of Otrar, Taraz.
The Silk Road wasn't just about silk. It fostered trade, diplomacy, and the cultural interaction that shaped civilizations. But beyond economics, the Silk Road was a symbol of human connection, showing that even back then we were part of a larger global community. So why did these tribal networks stop functioning? The Silk Road's demise was gradual. Several factors contributed.
First of all, during the 14th and 15th centuries, geopolitical changes in Eastern Eurasia, including the spread of Islam and the rise of new powers, posed significant challenges for China. The Ming dynasty had to adjust its defense strategies to protect against the Mongols. After suffering a major defeat at Sumubao, the Ming adopted a passive defense strategy, strengthening the Great Wall and relying on firearms. In 1524, China decided to close the Riyao Pass and stop protecting the Silk Road. The road was no longer vital to China, and the Ming decided to cut ties with Central Eurasia.
Secondly, in the 15th and 16th centuries, the development of the sea-based trade routes, particularly around the Cape of Good Hope, provided a more efficient, safer, and cost-effective means of transporting goods between Europe and Asia. French historian Fernand Braudel, in his work Material Civilization, Economy, and Capitalism, emphasizes that key factor in the decline of the Silk Road was the development of maritime trade.
Thirdly, outbreaks of the Black Death and other pandemics in the 14th century reduced population levels and disrupted trade. The Black Death is thought to have originated in the arid plains of Central Asia, where it then traveled along the Silk Road, reaching the Crimea by 1346. The spread of disease and trade went side by side. The disease was transferred by the rats across the major trading route of the Silk Road, infesting anyone on its way. This is not only reduced the number of trades and consumers, but also made the overland roads more dangerous due to the risk of infection.
Fourthly, during the 14th and 15th centuries, Central Asia experienced the second great wave of Islamic expansion. This brought significant cultural and political changes, but it also led to conflicts, especially between Muslim regimes and non-Muslim communities in the region. American historian Marshall Hodgson, who specializes in Islamic world, notes that the rise of Ottoman Empire and its control over key Silk Road created conditions that made trade through Asia less attractive to Europeans. This forced European merchants to seek new sea roads, which contributed to the gradual decline of overland trade. In conclusion, the Silk Road was far more than a trade road. It was a bridge between civilizations, fostering economic exchanges, diplomatic relations, and cultural diffusion across Eurasia. For centuries, it was the lifeblood of trade, allowing goods, ideas, and innovations to travel between East and West, shaping the development of the regions it connected. However, in our view, while pandemics and maritime roads were critical factors, the Silk Road's decline was primarily driven by the geopolitical decisions made by the Ming dynasty. Yet the legacy is alive in our history books and cultures. It represents the first steps towards a connected world, and its influence can still be seen today. From the spread of ideas to the global trade system we rely on, the Silk Road was a trailblazer for globalization. So while it may have stopped functioning, its importance remains monumental.